Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Rachel from Rachel Step by Step. Today I'm going to be making a delicious avocado lime and cilantro chicken salad tostadas. Quick, cold, delicious. So let's get started. Now I've got my chicken breast in the refrigerator because I want the chicken to be very cold. And as you can see, I have them covered with paper towels because I want them nice and dry. Because once I put it in my skillet to sear it, I don't want any water in there whatsoever because then it'll steam instead of searing real nice and golden. So I'm gonna cut my chicken breast in half the long way. Now you can buy your chicken breast already cut like this. Now I'm just gonna cut it into long strips and then into cubes. You don't want big clunky pieces of chicken because then when you make your tostadas, you'll have big pieces of chicken in there. So that's why I like to cut it up into small pieces. Now you can also put this into hot water, season it well, and boil it and cook it that way. But that takes so much longer. And this has a lot of flavor and it's a lot quicker. See? Once they get seared, you know, they'll look really nice in your salad. Now, early this morning, I went to Home Depot and I got some white periwinkles. And I'm going to put them in the pots that I have on the steps over here in the back of the patio. And I chose all white because I think I've got a lot of greenery. My pots are all black. And my kitchen has dark colors, as you can see. So I thought that a bunch of white periwinkles would look pretty. And they really like the sun, and those two pots get good sun. So I'm done cutting up my chicken into small cubes. Now I'm gonna season it with my clean hand right here. I wanna make sure that I'm using the hand that is not touching the chicken when I touch these things. Now this is my homemade seasoned salt, and that's what I'm gonna use with lemon pepper. That's it. This has everything you need, so you don't have to be using anything else. And I like to be real generous when I season my chicken with this. I'll put a link below so that you can prepare your own and you don't have to be buying the seasoned salt at the grocery store. And this one is packed with flavor. So I'm done with my seasoned salt. This is perfect. Now the lemon pepper. It's gonna be a little zesty. See, the combination is so good. And you wanna be nice and generous with it. And that's good. Now I'm gonna put my chicken into this bowl. I'm gonna cover it up and I'm gonna set it to the side because I want all the seasoning to just really come in together with the chicken, and I want the temperature of the chicken to come down just a little bit because this chicken was very cold. And I think that it sears so much better when it's not so cold. See, just like this. I'm gonna set it to the side. So while the chicken is getting married to the seasoning, I'm gonna prepare my avocado, lime, and cilantro dressing. It's gonna be delicious. Now I like to keep all the ingredients in the refrigerator so they'll be nice and cold, you know, when I prepare it. I'm gonna be using 2 medium-sized avocados. Ooh, and these are beautiful, look at this. I'm gonna put the 2 avocados into my blender. Now, if your avocados are very big, you can try 1. If they're very small, you can do 3. You can't go wrong with too much avocado, but I think 2 medium-sized ones are good. Now I'm gonna add 2 jalapenos. Now, I don't think these jalapenos are very hot, so I'm gonna add them with seeds and all, but you can remove the seeds. And I'm just gonna cut them into pieces, you know, and throw them into the blender, just like this. We've been having these all week and they've got some heat, which is just about the right amount. But if yours are hotter, you can remove the seeds and the veins. So 2 jalapenos. And I'm gonna add the juice of 2 limes. Now I have 3 of them over here because I figured that if they weren't that juicy, I would use 3. Hopefully they have enough juice. Oh, and they are. These are gonna be perfect. Now this is a very refreshing chicken salad. And when we have friends over, because we like to play board games, I just bring the tostadas out and the chicken salad out of the fridge, and everybody has tostadas. So easy, so good. And that's good. 2 limes was perfect. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon, 2 garlic cloves. That's gonna be beautiful. And I've got 1/3 cup of sour cream. Now you can use mayo or you can use equal amounts of both. But I think that the mayo is pretty rich. It's got a good amount of fat in it, and I don't want to mix it up with avocados because I don't want it to be so heavy. So that's why I like to use sour cream. And my secret ingredient, 1/4 cup of pickle juice. This is just regular dill pickle juice. I just got the jar from the refrigerator and filled up 1/4. And I'm gonna use a small amount of cilantro. See, just like this. And I'm gonna add just a little pepper and a little salt. It's got the chicken bouillon, so you don't wanna go crazy with the salt, but a little bit. That's good right there. Now I'm gonna blend it really good. And this is ready. Now I'm gonna pour it into this bowl because I wanna stick it in the fridge so it'll be nice and cold when I need it. And that's good. Now I'm gonna cover it up and I'm gonna stick it in the fridge because I want it to be real cold. I'm gonna be using my old faithful stainless steel skillet. I'm gonna add some oil. I'm using avocado oil. You can use your favorite oil. And you don't need a lot of oil. You know, just enough so that you can put your chicken in here. And you want your skillet to be nice and hot because you wanna sear the chicken. And once you put it into your skillet, you don't want to be moving it around. Just leave it in place. And this is gonna sear for about 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how big you cut your chicken. You wanna try not to overlap your chicken. And there it is. Now I'm gonna time it 3 to 4 minutes until it's nice and golden from the bottom before I flip it over to the other side. Don't touch it. So it's been about 4 minutes. Now it's ready to be flipped over. Now I'm gonna give it another 3 to 4 minutes on this side. So my chicken is ready. I'm gonna turn off the heat, put it into this bowl right here. Oh, yum. Now I love searing the chicken and putting it into this salad because of the flavor. You know, when you cook the chicken this way, oh, just makes the salad so much better. Now I'm gonna cover it up and then I'm gonna set it to the side because I want it to cool down. When I have all the other cold ingredients, I don't wanna put in hot chicken. So I'm gonna set it to the side. So now I'm gonna cut up my other vegetables together before we put this delicious salad in this big bowl. Now I'm gonna be using half of a purple onion or red onion, and I'm gonna cut it into really thin slices this way right here. You can do it like this. I just think it's so easy when you go like this. So I'm gonna cut them real nice and thin. Now you can use as much onion as you want. I may not even use the whole half. You don't want it to, you know, dominate in your salad. I think that's gonna be good. See, nice and thin. I'm gonna put it right here in this big bowl. Now my little grape tomatoes. I've got just a little bit over half a cup. I'm gonna cut them in fours. Now I can just use a regular tomato, but these are so juicy and so sweet. See, I'm just gonna cut them the long way and then in half. I'm done with the tomatoes. Now I'm gonna add them into the bowl, right along with the onions. And I've got half of an English cucumber. I'm gonna cut it in half the long way. Now I love the English cucumbers because, see, hardly any seeds inside. And they're so fresh and cold and just so pretty. Look at that, see? I don't want real clunky pieces of cucumber in the salad. And I think this is a good size. I'm done with the English cucumber. Now I'm gonna add it right here into my bowl. I'm gonna add 1 can of corn. Now you can use frozen corn or you can use fresh corn, but this is so easy, so sweet, and so good. You wanna drain it. And I'm using 1 can of drained chickpeas. Now you can just use half a can. You can use green peas if you'd rather do that. You can use carrots if you don't like the chickpeas. But the chickpeas just give it a lot of structure, and I like that. I'm gonna add a little salt. I'm gonna add some pepper. Now I'm gonna add my chicken. It has cooled down. Now I'm gonna add my Fiesta Avocado, lime, and cilantro dressing in here. And it's nice and cold. And that's it. Now it's time to toss. Now, if you think that your avocado dressing is a little too thick, you can always add a little bit more pickle juice, or you can even add just a little bit of water. It'll be fine. I think I've tossed this just perfectly. Now it's time to serve. That easy. I'm gonna be serving this with tostadas, store-bought tostadas. You can use your favorite. I like them nice and crispy. Top it. Look at this. Now, before I do this, I'm gonna get my Agua de Jamaica. I've got my glass in the refrigerator with ice in it. If you want the recipe, I'll put the link below. Oh, this is so good. It reminds me a lot of grape juice. It looks like it and it tastes like it to me. Yum. Agua de Jamaica. Now it's time for the taste test. So refreshing and zesty. You know, the sour cream and that pickle juice, avocado, and all this in there. Now my Agua de Jamaica. Oh my gosh. This is heavenly delicious and so easy. You can serve it to your friends, to your family, anytime. It's always perfect. So this is my wonderful Fiesta Avocado, lime, and cilantro chicken salad tostadas. If you like my recipe, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment, and tell me what you think. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Thank you.